I'd like to thank Professor Jorge Aleo very much indeed for asking me to take part in this session on CAPSULaser. My title today will be CAPSULaser in Action, an Overview. I am a consultant to the company Excellens that make the laser. So how does CAPSULaser work in complex eyes? You've already seen from the previous presentation what is required in standard eyes. So let's have a look at intumescent cataracts, zonular issues, small pupils, capsular fibrosis, and corneal changes. Let's start with intumescent cataracts. Trypan blue certainly helped, as we know, but seeing the capsule was only part of the story because of the intralenticular pressure in intumescent cataracts. The original Argentine flag sign was described in 2000 by Daniel Peroni, and we can see his original slide from his original video here, and also that he felt very patriotic in this regard and felt the need to salute. Selective laser capsulotomy using CAPSULaser is a useful approach. First of all, we're going to prepare the eye for the laser. Let's see how we're going to do this. We're going to inject microfiltered 0.4% trypan blue. You can do it either with an air bubble or without. The important thing is to get good coverage on the capsule, leave it for 60 seconds, and then it requires a very thorough washout of dye. So the only place that the trypan blue is left is on the capsular surface where the laser is going to be applied. Now you backfill with a sodium hyaluronate or similar OVD, which is optically clear. It's important to overfill the anterior chamber, as you can see here. So the sequence is to turn on the laser, focus it, center it, pause, and then activate. Let's see that in the video now. So the laser beam, aiming beam is on, it's focused, it's centered, and now fired. You can see with this intumescent cataract that there is shrinkage of the cap and expansion of the capsular opening. And when you remove the free cap, you'll see that, in fact, there is no lens matter coming forward into the anterior chamber. This is because of the pressurization effect of the high molecular weight OVD. Small pupils do not present a problem. Here's an example from Professor Aleo. Going to do a pupil stretch, and then the size of the capsulotomy will be adjusted to 4.9. You can see that here. This has now made a good capsular opening. Here's another small pupil case with zonular weakness. This is a pseudo-exfoliation. Now see the capsule has already been stained, so we're now going to stabilize the eye with the ring, and having focused it, we will then allow the laser to work. The pupil size is going to contribute as to what size we can make the capsulotomy. As you can see here, it's certainly been reduced, but within the size of this pupil, we've got a good opening, which will mean that the surgery can go forward without any great difficulty. Here's an example now combining in intumescent cataract a small pupil and fibrosis, and you can see we've got the pupil expander in place. Now I'm going to go in and remove the cohesive viscoelastic that's been put into the eye in order to get the pupil expander in place. It's very important to remove the OVD. Because it's cohesive, it'll come out fairly easily, and then inject the dye as you've seen before, slowly allowing it to settle onto the anterior capsule. You will have left it there for 60 seconds. It's now being thoroughly washed out, and you can see that the central area of enhanced staining is now apparent. A little bit more washout, and now fill the eye with the optically clear OVD, and now turn on the laser, focus it, center it in the middle of the area created by the pupil expander. Now you can see here, because of the fibrosis, there are some tissue tags, and these will need to be separated. But that's fine, because you're still going to end up with a nice capsulotomy with a good strong edge. The tags are not going to interfere with this. You can just use your Sinski hook to assist in separating that. Got another tag here. When we turn the capsule cap over, you'll see there is the fibrosis underneath. And finally, we're going to get the last little bits out. And what's amazing is at the end of all of this, because of the OVD being in the eye, the lens material has stayed put. It's not come forward at all. Now, what happens when you've got a corneal change with the selective laser capsulotomy? We can see these changes on the cornea. There's a scar there. Going to go in now. We've got the dye which is being washed out. You see the scar more easily now. And once we've got it washed out and we've got the OVD in place, you'll see what happens when we turn the laser on. It's now beautifully centered on the enhanced staining area, and it goes round. Now there is an incomplete cut here. You can see where the cut is not complete. This is because the scar has interfered with the passage of the laser beam. But when in fact, when you go into the eye, you'll find there's enough of a cut there so that it is possible to peel this away and still get a beautiful round and centered capsulotomy. You can see this is absolutely as you'd want it to be, and that the corneal scar really hasn't had any adverse effect here at all. So in summary, selective laser capsulotomy with CAPSULaser is a safe, predictable means of creating a strong-sized, circular and centered capsulotomy. CAPSULBlue provides excellent capsule staining with 60-second exposure to the capsule. The trypan central landmark with CAPSULBlue offers a means of accurate centration without the need for patient fixation. And CAPSULaser is useful for consistent capsulotomies in more complex cases. In either with intumescent cataracts, CAPSULaser provides the technology for minimizing unexpected capsular tear-out. Thank you very much for your attention.